Hey guys, welcome back. This is week 3 and I can honestly say I'm very surprised I made it this far, only because I never thought I would continue and make a YouTube channel, but what do you know, it's week 3, so welcome back. This week I created a painting on Procreate, obviously, and the reference photo that I chose was found on Pinterest, and it was a complex one. At the beginning, I really struggled with the shading, and that was originally my challenge last week when I did the portrait of the female. I had troubles really making the skin look realistic, and I decided that this week I was going to tackle that obstacle first. The goal that I had from last week was to reduce the amount of time that I spent on the line art, and I can honestly say I regretted doing that only because I need to put that extra detail in my line art. I can't just sketch quickly. I'm the type of artist that really takes time to make sure everything's in place before I paint, whereas my friend suggested like, oh, just go straight to painting, like you're gonna cover the line art anyway, and I found that just doing a quick sketch did not help me at all. It was very bad, but you have to go with the method that works for you because we all have a different technique in making our paintings. I just had to keep going and fixing it, to fix the symmetry, to fix the accuracy of the face, the facial structure. I found that I kept missing that, so it looked pretty scary until the end, and you'll definitely see that in the playback. During the early stages, I was also extremely discouraged. I had a hard time finding the motivation to complete this project just because it was rough starting out. I found that going from my first project, this piece had the addition of teeth, it had the addition of facial hair, and it had the addition of the hand with the glasses. And that definitely took an extra day or two just to figure out where I was gonna put that, make it accurate, make it even, and it was that extra step that I wasn't ready for, but luckily I was able to just have a pep talk with myself and be like, oh, you could do this, just nail it, just kill it. And I had a lot of support from my friends, and I'm happy I did it because the final project is definitely what I envisioned and what I hoped that this project would become. So now that this is officially week 3 of my creative journey in digital illustration, I'm a little more comfortable with Procreate and its features. Today I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of my favorite brushes and the brushes that I use to complete most of my projects. I haven't purchased any brushes yet, only because I wanted to familiarize myself with the brushes that come with Procreate, and if I feel like I need to upgrade or add to the collection, I will definitely look. But today I wanted to show you exactly what I use to create my final product, so keep watching. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little preview of the brushes that I use on a daily basis. And the formatting that I use for my projects is the paper format. The color wheel is definitely ambiguous in Procreate. You have a lot of different colors to choose from, so it really helps you nail the reference, get exactly what you want to out of the project, so that's awesome. Right here I'm just fiddling around with a brush that I've never used before, so I had a little fun doing that. There's me choosing another layer and picking another brush, changing the size and the opacity to create a different kind of illusion on the painting. What I really like about Procreate is that you can change the size of the brushes, but also when you're placing pressure on the screen, that determines the pigmentation that comes onto the painting. So if you're pressing lightly, only a little bit comes on, and if you're pressing harder, then more pigmentation comes out. Here is my first brush that I use on a daily basis, and I really like it because it has like that spray paint effect. That brush I primarily use to do the skin, the shading, to give it that really bold contrast between the highlight and the shade. You can see on the forehead as well as on the female portrait. I had it on the cheeks to show like the rosiness. And that was called, Ultrafine Nozzle. This next one is kind of like a pencil effect. I do like it for my initial line art. I used it in this project for hair. As you can see, the lighter strands that reflect with the light, the kind of whitish grayish colors. Also, and that was called Dervent. I think I'm saying that right, but the grid is the third brush that I use on a daily basis, and as I mentioned before, I use this as reference to where I'm drawing my line art. So you can see here in all my portraits, use it to really nail down the eyes and the nose and the mouth to make sure I'm drawing in the right spots. The next one is called Rough Skin, and I use this one to add some texture to the skin. When I use the first brush, the Ultrafine Nozzle, I find that it's very dull. So using the Rough Skin brush really helps texture come to life and really adds to the painting. So you can kind of see it on the forehead on the female portrait. The fifth one, is the technical pen, and I use that as well for little fine details or line art, pretty much anything. The short hair feature is definitely my favorite, only because it gives you the illusion that there's a lot of strands of hair without individually making the strokes. So it saves a lot of time. You just have to do like maybe a top layer full of the hairs to make it look realistic. And my last one is the hard airbrush. I really like that one. Just for any bold colors that need to come alive. I used it on the beak for the bird as well as the wings, just to give it that bold color. And yeah, I have the names up here if you want to refer to them. This list could change in the future. I just started using Procreate, as you guys know, the last 3 weeks. So maybe in another month I'll have a whole different set of brushes that I use. Yeah, I hope to come back next week to show you my project. I am doing another female portrait, and I also wanted to do a review because, as you could maybe tell, I have a new camera that I'm using, the Sony ZV-1, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So maybe in the next few weeks, once I get to learn it better, I'll give you a review on that. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.